And I want to get back quickly to your personal story. You've said that you lived in Ukraine during your time as an FBI agent and that Ukrainians are your friends. Do you think Putin has underestimated the resolve of the kinds of Ukrainian people that you know?
Hmm. Of course he has, but everything inside Vladimir Putin's brain is a lie. He's drowning in his own propaganda. His people around him are not giving him an honest assessment. Vladimir Putin's become increasingly isolated, particularly starting with the COVID-19 pandemic. He's developed a odd relationship with the head of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. He's not of sound mind right now. And when you have a person that was already a problem to begin with, starting to suffer from psychological and emotional deterioration, who also has nuclear weapons, who has no regard for human life, that's a dangerous combination. But we got to figure out how we best deal with that. And sitting back and allowing Vladimir Putin to decide what's provocative and what isn't, and being afraid to go all the way on sanctions is not the path forward here. So that's what I've been urging my colleagues, and I want to reemphasize, we have a huge bipartisan bloc in both chambers that are all pushing for the same thing. The holdup currently has been at the administration, several of the secretaries, as well as the president, to not go all the way. A lot of things they've done have been very helpful, but there's so much more we can be doing, because every day we wait, it's costing Ukrainian lives.
And have you gotten intel that supports the claim you just made of Putin experiencing psychological and emotional deterioration?
I'll leave that to the administration on declassifying any details on that.
And I'm going to squeeze in one political question before we wrap up today, unfortunately. But you won your election for a third term in 2020 after being challenged in a primary by a staunch Donald Trump supporter. What role do you want to see the former president play in your party in 2022 midterms coming up in November?
That's up to the former president to decide what role he wants to play. I believe my job as a representative, and I wish everybody took this perspective, is you have to represent an entirety of a district, not just people that think a certain way or support or oppose a certain individual or group, but I represent close to 800,000 people. And a lot of them think very differently on a lot of these issues. And some I agree with, some I don't. But the only way the system works is if when you come to the floor of the House, that you're representing to the best of your ability the views, the consensus of all of them. Now, whether it's the former president, whether it's any former president, any former elected official, how much they want to be engaged is up to them. How people respond to that is up to them. I don't believe in blanket approvals or disapprovals of any of these individuals. There's good and bad in everyone. So there's good ideas and bad ideas coming out of everybody. Our job and my job as the co-chair of the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus, it's a caucus of 58 members, 29 Democrats, 29 Republicans. We believe in building bridges and not driving wedges. And anytime we're focusing on, any of these former presidents, including our current president, and making everything a referendum on that one individual, that is not what this job is about. This president, our previous president, the president before him, all had good ideas and bad ideas. That's what we do. We call balls and strikes on their ideas, not a referendum on them as human beings.